From the fruit of their lips, people enjoy good things, but the unfaithful have an appetite for violence. Excuse me. Those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin. A sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. The righteous hate what is false, but the wicked make themselves a stench and bring shame on themselves. Righteousness guards the person of integrity, but wickedness overshadows the sinner. One, one person one person pretends to be rich. Can I write it down? Yet has nothing. Another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth. A person's riches may ransom their life, but the poor cannot respond to threatening rebukes. Excuse me. The light, the light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked is snuffed out. Where there is strife, there is pride, but wisdom is found in those who take advice. Dishonest people dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Whoever scorns instructions will pay for it, but whoever respects a band is rewarded. The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. Good judgment wins favor, but the way of the unfaithful leads to their destruction. All who are prudent act with knowledge, but fools expose their folly. A wicked messenger falls into trouble, but a trustworthy envoy brings healing. Whoever disregards discipline comes to poverty and shame, but whoever hates correction is honored. A longing, a longing fulfilled is sweet to the soul, but fools detest turning from evil. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Trouble pursues the sinner, but the righteous are rewarded with good things. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. An unplowed field produces food for the poor, but injustice sweeps it away. Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. The righteous eat to their heart's content, but the stomach of the wicked goes hungry. The word of the
Thank
Lord.
you. Thanks be to God. Thank you, thank you,
Mhm.
thank you. So let's go to Proverbs classified. So I posted in the group. So Niola, automatically is your turn to read this one. Then Dr. Flo can read the second part. You cannot run away from this.
I'm not running away. I'm here. All right, let me read it.
Why are you not smiling?
Who, me or Dr. Flo?
You now.
Eh? Sorry. Let me read. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry, guys, please just give me 1 minute. I was on a transaction when Flo finished reading.
See, when I call you cash, madam.
Let me post it anyways. I'm just read. It's a great. Let me respect people's time. All right, really sorry, guys. The War Room, Proverbs 13 declassified. Subject, wealth transfer and the association multiplier clearance. Top tier. Oh, sorry, and the association multiplier clearance, top tier. Mission, protect the supply, upgrade the network. Directive 1, the bond rate control. The intel, the mouth is a financial leap. The reality, he that keepeth his mouth, keepeth his life. Where he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. The move will return to com security, over promising, threatening enemies publicly, or revealing your margins will destroy your operation. Discipline in speech translates directly to discipline in execution. Tactical rule, guard the gates, say only what is necessary to advance the mission.
Any comment on that?
I think I'll need more explanation.
Okay. He's saying that it's not everything you say. One, don't overpromise. It's good to underpromise and overperform.
And overdeliver.
And overdeliver. Underpromise, then overdeliver. But don't overpromise. Because when they want you to do something, they just say sweet things. Just to make you, after you have the money has entered their hand, reality will not set in like, I overpromised though. Will I be able to deliver this? You now begin to cut corners. Don't let that be that your own. So it's still part of being disciplined, in speech. So, sometimes when people are excited, another thing again that this is also telling me is that don't make promises when you're excited. Don't make business transactions. Don't make business transactions or sign an agreement when you're excited. Because those things can cloud your judgment. You will not see the whole picture immediately. It's later that the reality will set in and you now regret. It says, discipline in speech translate directly to discipline in execution. If you talk too much, there's a possibility that you will not be able to perform. And I don't know whether you were in the class when I said that somebody said that the reason why we're giving 2 ears and 1 mouth is that we should listen twice as much as we speak. Listen twice as much as you speak. Seek first to understand before you are understood. So I don't know if that is sufficient, it makes sense. So it says, say only what is necessary. Some of us talk too much, we give too much information. Only say what is necessary. Social media is not a place where you put all your life secrets, all your family, everything. Okay, if there are no comments, we can move on.
Okay, let me continue. Directive
but did
2.
that answer your question? Did this answer your question?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
It's clear.
Great.
Directive 2, the wealth transfer protocol. The intel, the market reallocates capital to competent managers. The reality, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children, to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. The move, capital does not disappear, it just changes hands. The sinner, the unethical, incompetent operator, builds wealth temporarily, but the system eventually forces a liquidation. That capital is systematically transferred to the just, the disciplined, ethical operator who has the infrastructure to hold it across generations. Tactical role, be positioned to catch the capital when the incompetent drop it. Should I continue?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. Directive 3, the association multiplier, the intel. You are the average of your war room. The reality, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but the companion of fools shall be destroyed. The move, osmosis is real. If you surround yourself with elite strategies, their operational speed and clarity will transfer to you. If you hang out with low tier operators, their bad habits and inevitable destruction will catch you in the blast radius. Tactical rule, audit your circle, cut the dead weight, upgrade your peers.
What's the dead weights? Any comment on this?
I think it's pretty straightforward. But one thing, cut the weight. Is it always easy to do?
Of course, it's not going to be easy to do. It's not going to be easy to do, but it is what you
Yeah.
must do. There is a difference between what is easy to do and what is necessary to do. Do you get
Yeah.
it? They said mystery love company. So you need to ask yourself, there are some things you need to do because you need to do it. Not because it's easy, but because it has to be done. Okay. I think we can move on.
Mhm.
Okay, Dr. Flo. Dr. Flo should be the stage.
Okay.
I
The
can
last
I read
one.
everything.
What do you say, Dr. Flo?
I said, I don't read all the prophets.
Yeah.
I can read everything.
Since you read all of this, the Psalm, the prophet, let me read everything.
Okay, good.
Directive 4, the illusion of fast money. The intel on end capital vaporizes. It's funny how you see your own thing. The reality, wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. The move, crypto, crypto spikes, lottery tickets and get rich quick schemes, vanity, bypass the character building phase of wealth, which is true, of wealth accumulation. Because the operator did not build the infrastructure to manage the money evaporates. Slow accumulation labor builds the muscle required to keep it. Practical rule, despite fast money, respect the slow build.
So fast money is talking about making money in an ethical way. And they tell you, bring money and tomorrow it's going to be double, 3 or 5 times. You get it. I'm
Final
not
briefing.
hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Final briefing.
Hello?
Keep your mouth shut. Position
Oh,
for
okay.
the wealth transfer. Work with the elite. Build the muscle before you lift the weight.
Mm,
Execute.
mm. Out of flow, we need to slow down here. Can you read each slowly,
Okay.
one after the other? I think this thing is very instructive. So one thing
One thing that we must know is that there is always wealth transfer. In fact, in shares, we said that the markets take money from the impatient and gives it to the patient marketer or patient trader. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I want us to so there are regularly wealth is being transferred. That is what normally happens. Wealth gets transferred. You know, when you look at some very rich family, you see that they are not able to sustain it generations after them. I'm sure that you people must have heard about this MK Abiola in Nigeria that died some years back. It was
Question.
wanted to become even the president of Nigeria. Nobody knows and this man was so rich that sometimes he says that the money he has, even poverty cannot enter that money. But the problem is that the generation after him will not sustain it. We're not even saying his grandchildren now, even his children, his own direct children, they could not sustain that wealth. So what happened to them? Of course, it will flow into other people's hands. So regularly, there is always going to be wealth transfer. So it means, and the beauty of it is that it means that even if in your family you are the first generation of billionaires, it's doable. Because if it were to be like the way the people want it, they only want only the rich to be rich and the poor to remain poor. But things happen, there's always a transfer of wealth. And when we teach our children some of these things we are learning, as we build the wealth, they can maintain the wealth. They can maintain the wealth. So it says, position for wealth transfer. Position yourself for what? The first thing, keep short. I tell people when they are fasting, when you are praying, Father, thank you, did it short, and listen. Because one idea from God can transform generations yet unborn. Just one promise, one idea, one spark of inspiration. It can turn things around. That's where you need to keep short a lot of time. Listen, observe, then position yourself for wealth transfer. How many of us have containers that can take the kind of wealth God wants to give you? Are you living from hand to mouth? If you are living from hand to mouth, do you think you're positioned for wealth transfer? If you spend everything that you make in the name of with the disguise that is not even enough, are you being positioned for wealth transfer? Are you wasting resources? It is something that looks so small and negligible to you. Somebody else can pick it up and make a fortune out of it. It's all about positioning. And how do you position yourself? There are several ways you can position yourself. One major way you can position yourself is through your perspective. Where you stay matter. Where you are, the vantage point at which you're looking at something matters. There's this story that I read that will depict this. I think I don't know whether it was 10 blind men. So they were to describe an elephant. They don't have eyes. They could not see. So each of them, so one say, the elephant is like a very big on. Why? Because he was touching the trunk of the elephant. You want to say, the elephant is like a rope. Why? were they describing the elephant? It was based on the aspect of the elephant that they were exposed to. The part their hand can touch in the elephants. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. So your perspective matters a lot. What's your perspective about wealth? Your perspective on life? Your perspective on finance, on career, on business, or even your relationship with God? All of these things will shape your experience. All of these things will position you for wealth transfer. I don't know whether I've shared with you before. When I went to speak somewhere, and they were like, "What's the difference between the Holy Spirit and AI? If AI can do all of these things, then why?" So what I told them is, I told them what somebody else said some years back when I was explaining what the Holy Spirit does. He said, there's what the Holy Spirit gives is revelation, and I told them what AI can give is information. AI can mix information, but the Holy Spirit gives revelation. What is information? Information is about things that have happened, knowledge of things, research that we made. But revelation is something nobody knew anything about. And that's why the scripture says that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it crossed the mind of a man or woman what God has in store for us. That is, look at, take your widest imagination, multiply it by 1 million. God will surpass your expectation. Your minds are muted. I need to be sure that you're following me.
Following.
Another way to position yourself is that work with the elite. Work with people like you want to be like. It's something that courses that we have to pay for, not because I don't know what they're going to teach me that course, but so that I can have access to the person taking the course, taking the course. There are things you do just for access. See, there's a lot access can do for you in life, but many of us don't know that we have access to the most important being in the entire universe. We have access to God. Direct. He said, before you lift your weights, build muscle. All of this that we're doing is a training. We are being impacted. We are being prepared for the future. The example Nela gave, the example I've given for that Nela also alluded to in our podcast yesterday about the guy who was, in quotes, empowered, but he lost everything. Why? Because they gave him weights to lift without building his muscle. Sometimes money is not a problem, or money is not the solution to somebody who has financial intelligence problem. Sometimes it may be knowledge, it may be information, financial intelligence, and they will be able to manage it little they are learning, and they can grow it. From here, we have seen that wealth can grow. It's not until something big, massive miracle happens. Sometimes those little things that you take for granted, they add up to become massive miracle. What Nella just started now that looks so negligible. When I checked it, I found out we have seen about over 500 views. Though.
Really?
And that may still look small. That may still look little. But if she is able to put the power of consistency, you'll be amazed at what is going to happen in
Sorry,
next.
I didn't hear that.
I said that I looked at the program yesterday because when you sent me the link, I checked it again. I found that the view has reached over 500 views.
Really?
Wow.
How come you're seeing those things? Me, I'm not seeing them.
Maybe I'll send it to you. When you go back to the video, you will see this thing. It shows me over 500 views, and there has been 11 likes and action. I saw over 500 views.
It's still low even. It used to even go up to 2,000 views and stuff. It's still climbing anyway. Just yesterday.
I did not just yesterday.
Again.
Yeah, I'm a small celebrity.
There's no small celebrity here, celebrity. Stop.
Where Flo?
And you are so natural.
I was joking, I beg.
You're so natural on camera. Let me surprise people begin to invite you for collaborations. I made you invite you to come and interview United Nations. You know,
Men no.
there's a woman in Nigeria. This woman, she didn't have a first degree. She did, at that time. She she was. I wish I even talked about her story yesterday. She was on the low ebb of her life. She was like the black sheep. All of her sisters, brothers, they had higher education and all of that. And one day her husband just gave her one small money. I go and cook. So she just cooked what they have, and out of it she made mama. Mama is that kind of food you make with yam, but we use our own. We use beans. So you blend in beans, you mix some condiments with it, you wrap it inside a leaf, and you boil it. So that's how she started the moment. And then before you know it, the first person she gave it to was her sister-in-law. Her sister was already tasted it with her sister-in-law. I said, who did it for you? And they started making asking for it. And they started selling it in the school where she was a secretary before and all of that. Before you know it, this one started the restaurant. It's called No Leftover. Her name is Aomi Popo, so you can research her. Go and research for leftovers. This woman, I don't know whether I was doing big things. She was invited from Nigeria, invited to White House to supply my mind in White House.
Mm.
I'm not saying Africa.
Wow.
White House, American White House.
During the Donald Trump era or who?
No, I think it's Clinton. It wasn't Trump.
Okay.
It wasn't Trump.
Wow.
You know that where were your
Today,
children when you were doing? I'm sorry. Sorry.
today she's gotten a lot of different grants, different interviews from one small money. She did not neglect. She was a full housewife, nothing. So everyone just gave her this money. The money she was even wanted there to complain, but she said, okay, what can this money do? Okay, let me go and buy beans. Bought beans, made more money with it, even shared it with her sister-in-law. And from there, someone said, this is nice. Oh, can you make for us? How much will it cost? Okay, this is what it costs. Before you know it, other people start helping for it. We neglect small things. If she had looked at that money her husband gave her, maybe like 1,000 naira at that time, and she like, I asked you, we need 5,000 or 10,000, give me 1,000 naira, and she threw it back at her husband and look at, you know, but she decided to take it again. I'll do whatever I can do with it. And look at her today. She started, please, I want you to research her. No leftovers. Her
Okay.
name is Ayomi Pope. She has a lot of powerful testimony, and she's a very strong Christian. So I think let us see that little things can become massive. Little things can become massive. So the final briefing tells us that we should keep our mouths shut. It's not everything you say. It's not every opinion. You must not always have opinions all the time. Government are misbehaving. You don't have to talk about it on social media. Let the people who are talking on social media talking about social media. Because the person you are insulting today, God will put such a person in a position where you will not need the person. And then they now go and check it. This is the person that has been castigating our government. So I'm not saying that we should. I'm just saying that it's not every comment that you respond to on social media. And then position yourself for wealth transfer. Be prepared. Educate yourself. Move with the right set of people. Let's continue this thing that we're doing. Once we give ourselves homework assignment, let's do it. Let's have big picture. And that's why it's important that we need to know your top 3 goals for the year so that it's going to be infused into whatever we are doing. Any other comments before we move on? Comments?
No, none from my
Question?
end.
Addition, subtraction, multiplication? Dr. Tlozi,
Hello.
hi.
Mm-hmm.
Dr.
Okay.
Tlozi, you are becoming quiet these days, though. Is it because of your hair or too much money
Mm-hmm.
or
So
both?
I have like what is are you done? I where
Yes,
you
now.
you You were there was I could not hear you at one point.
So at
I
what
could.
point couldn't you hear?
Mm-hmm. Are you already done?
I'm done now.
Okay. So I was saying that, like, keep your when you say keep your opinions to yourself too. Like sometimes, like the other time, one of our friends, she put on social media that well, she is divorced and she is taking care of her kids. So she puts on social media that this how many of you women who are married can something like that. It's not really word to word. Can boast that if tomorrow your partner is not there, you can take care of your children. So in my head, I'm just like, I was just thinking, like your eagle, the eagle story. I was just thinking that, some people, it's when people are pushed,
Mm,
to to push that they can, their full potentials even come out.
please come
So I
out.
was just I wanted to respond that anybody in that situation, any woman, especially in that situation, will be able to take care of the children. But then I'm like, okay, maybe she's in her bubble. Maybe she's happy that I mean, she's in her bubble. She knows that she can. She's happy about herself that she can. She stood up. She stood up to the task and took care of her children. So anyway, let me just leave her. It's not really. It's not.
Well,
It's not really
it should be,
necessary.
it should also be like a kind of encouragement to other people. So, for instance, now somebody else go now and said, "See who is talking." Uh, Somebody that cannot keep her husband, that's when such a person who is now responding is now, sometimes you could have an opinion and say,
Toxic.
if what this person is saying may not be right, but the way you now respond to the person may now cause a lot of argument back and forth and all of that and all of that and all of that. So, what she has said, it may not be wrong, it may be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will take it, but it may also be a kind of motivation for some other people who are in a condition, in a
Mm-hmm.
situation that you go, even though this happens to her, but she's able to, it may be so that's not the kind of thing I'm saying. The kind of thing I'm saying is now, if when somebody now saying that somebody is now trying to bring her down, do you get it? When somebody's now trying to bring her down and trying to tell her that, oh, uh, maybe you are also seeing other men, that's why you're able to do that. That's why, So then some people can also say that maybe that of a jealousy or something like that. So, but with what she has done, um, we're not, nothing may be wrong with it because
Mm-hmm.
what she has done might be a form of motivation for other people. Okay. So before we post anything on social media, she asked herself that who will this step? So what she has said, but again, it can also be a motivation for some other people. So I don't think there's anything wrong. Maybe the way she said it may not be right.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe governments, maybe they increase the fuel price and I say, these criminals have started again. These thieves, they are stealing our money. And that's the kind of thing I'm saying that it's not, you don't have to start calling names and all of that. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we can
took
learn
care
that.
of.
Something like that. God will help us. So no matter what happens in this nation, I will prosper. Do you get it? You can respond that way rather than saying, government, they are even thieves, said the people that are there, they got there legitimately, and all of that, and all of that. These are the kind of things I said that you don't really have to uh make comments about some of those things.
Like here in Cameroon, they suspended a diplomat who
Oh,
who who went on the news and he was, I think they invited him at one TV station
interview.
and
Okay.
he was talking about the Israel crisis and that
Uh,
Israel is wrong, blah 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 blah. After that, he just is. It's not
he's a
just
diplomat.
yeah.
So because he's a diplomat, outside we see that he's representing Cameroon. So they will feel so maybe what he should have said that this is his personal opinion, not the but from what is the way he's talking, is being it can also
Especially given
it
the fact
can
that he's
cause
a
problem.
diplomat. Yeah.
The diplomacy can cause problem for the
Mm.
nation. So American or Israel can see it as that is the opinion of Cameroon and everybody in Cameroon
Mm.
because it's representing the country. You have to be careful. We represent one, first of all, you represent good, then you represent your own family, your immediate family. I tell people, when you know importance. It's not everything you say. It's not only how you go. Now, I don't know where I was saying that. You- Always tell the way you go out, the way you carry yourself, all of those things are always very important. It tells people who you are and how they want to be treated. So even if you are not there yet, you can carry yourself in a particular way. Before you know it, you get there.
Mm.
Don't enter a place shabby, like somebody, even if your account is red, don't let it show on your face that your account is red. So I'm not also saying that one should be proud. I'm just saying that let people, your worth is not in your bank account.
Mhm.
Okay, can we move on?
Yeah, and talking about sparing the rod and spoiling the child.
Okay, spoiling the child. Okay.
Mm. Like today,
Mm.
I left my two girls at home. I told them again. By the time I was
Oh,
leaving, they never tidied their room. Their room was scattered. Their bed,
hey,
their
this routine,
yeah. So
this
I just told them.
routine, you have you have eventually enforced it.
I told them to remove their school bags from my car. They should go and tidy their room when they finish.
Wow.
When they finish, they'll walk to the road and take a taxi.
Ooh. Initially, they
So
think it's a joke, until mommy
yes,
now finally did it.
I put her aside. I went and then look at them now. One night later, they're sending me a video that they're finished. Because I said they should send me a video. See this clean. And then according to them, they don't want to go back
Ooh.
to. They are already late. I said no, go to school so they'll punish you again.
Ooh.
So they should go to school so they'll punish them in school.
That's discipline. That's good. So you know what I've learned from what you have said now is that it's not when we talk about sparing the rod and all that, it's not necessarily talking about actually beating and corporal punishment. There are ways you can punish that will not impair their self-esteem. With what you have done now, they are teaching them to be responsible people and letting them know that look, things have consequences. And next time mommy says this, you will take her serious. Even though when she was saying it, she's not shouting, but she's smiling when she's telling you. But we know what the consequence will be if you don't do it, even though she's smiling. You know, there's a way you can talk to people smiling and they
Mm.
will not take it serious. But when you not, I remember some years back, I attended like a mentoring session. This guy that used to take us, the guy is so simple, so he doesn't shout. So you smile and say, okay, oh, you don't do your homework, oh, don't bother to come to class. Oh. He will say he's smiling. And some people will now come and then when they now see that this guy meant it, oh, and he says he's smiling to you and tell you to go away and go back. So you can be firm without, it's not easy to get to that level, but if that's somebody who has managed his emotion, so the fact that you're soft spoken, you smile, you don't shout, you don't raise your voice, does not mean should not respect you. Some of us have not got to that level anyway, but we will get there where you don't have to raise your voice. Not just say, hmm, they understand, don't cross that line. If you cross the line, there are consequences. The consequence does not even mean beating. Oh. It means that you are grounded, and nobody likes to be grounded. It means that some benefit that you used to enjoy will be withdrawn temporarily. Because there's a saying that the child that you did not train, if I say to the way you say, the child you did not train will sell the house that you built. They see training as building a child. So when you don't build your child, the child will sell fortune, things that is supposed to be like the family's fortune. They will sell everything off. So thank you for sharing that. I think we'll all learn from that. Have you ever done such a thing to them before?
No, I always threaten them that I'll do that. I've never. I always threaten them.
So, but now, so they would, I'm sure when you were saying it, they would think that mommy didn't mean it to you, just like she was expecting. So now
You
they're
know
like,
how
hey,
Dr. Flo was talking about?
Yeah, go ahead,
Sorry.
please. Go, no,
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 go
Dr.
ahead, go
Flor
ahead.
was talking about that. My mom and I were having a similar conversation concerning my first son, Caleb. It's so
Okay.
difficult to wake up in the morning and it's really terrible. So my mom
Mm.
said at some point we'll just leave him to sleep. Let him sleep and get up at whatever time he wants to get up, and then he prepares and goes to school. Because obviously
When
they'll punish him.
yeah,
Mhm. So he will next time he will not joke with the when they wake him up in the morning, to go to school and stuff like that.
so did you try it?
Sorry,
I said, so did you try it?
not yet, but I
You
will.
know, they don't
You
punish
have
them.
not
Oh.
gotten the
They don't punish them because, like, one time I went to their school because they are always dragging. So I went to their school. I went to their dean of studies, Madam Kana. I said, but one time I said, people should punish those children. They should clean. They say, what do they do? The workers are doing everything. I said, they should clean the toilet. I said they should clean.
the
They
water.
said, but they said other parents. There was one time when they even punished one small punishment. The parent came and shouted at them that their
Oh,
child was
wow.
not doing. So other parents, they don't even punish
Such
in their school.
parents, such parents don't know that they are undoing their children. They don't know
It
that they are
depends
undoing
on the
their
kind
children.
of punishment. You understand now? Because in the other
Oh, but
school where Caleb was,
Daniela, what Dr. Flo is saying is true. There are some parents they've spoiled their children.
no, it's true. I will not refuse
Sometimes
it
it's not
because I'm
avoid God.
me,
It's
the
not about
punishment
avoid
of
God.
cleaning the toilet. I don't see that as a punishment. I don't see it as a kind of punishment that will warrant a parent to come. In his former school, they used to beat
That will
with a
come. Oh.
gas pipe. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, that's
I didn't like that at all.
how
They
can they
used
beat
to
with
beat
gas
them with a
pipe?
gas pipe. Yes,
That,
No.
that is,
And it's a private school. You can't, is it a private school?
it's a
mm,
private school.
That's rubbish.
Well, that was one of the
That is
reasons why I
rubbish.
even took him out of the school because they claimed that the school was good, blah blah blah. But I didn't like that, and I felt like the education was not all that, anyways. So I just said,
No. That one is not. That one is not. That one is there. That one is not good. That one is not good. But maybe there could be a kind of punishment, because it's important. It's very, very important. The other time too, I also told my sons because it's very brilliant, but you need to be. You don't need to be soft with them. I told them, look, you're not making this boy read. Now their teacher you gave him a lot of assignments. Some of his colleagues that did not do assignment said the guy was not saying, no, they said we don't give assignment. We give you assignment, you will not do. You punish them. But of course, my son did it because I told him, I said I felt it's too soft. When you look at there are some people you look at their potential, like you are not pulling your weight, you can do better than this. If that is the way someone is, that's the best performance that person can perform is a different thing. But you know that this person he has capacity to do better than this, then you don't take it for him. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. There should be, even if they're not going to beat and all of that, because sometimes beating may not even be the best. Because sometimes you can be angry and overbeat or beat and or use something you're not supposed to use. But when there are other form of punishments, like this example that Flo gave, it's a very good example. And then you can actually tell them that, look, if my children misbehave, I want you to punish them. You get it? You let them know that, look, I want you to punish them. Let them know that there are consequences for misbehaving. Because if you are not taking, they become spoiled. And you see, in the long run, your children will thank you for that. But when we're not trying to discipline them the way our parents disciplined us, that's when it may be an issue that cannot impact on their self-esteem and all of that. But when it is you like what you did now, makes them become responsible. Okay. Any other can we move on?
yeah,
Can
okay,
we
move on.
move? Okay, thank you. What can you see on my screen now? I want to be sure you're seeing the right screen.
Um, Power of audacity, how to dream big and
Okay,
be bold.
let me see. Maybe we should start with that. There is or should we start with the Nobukelem version? I think we should start with the Nobukelem version. So this is the one that's really got me. Yeah, let me start with this. Let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the Nobukelem. So why No, this is not the. Let me go and look for the first one. I even downloaded it, which I think I can say the power of audacity, strategic insights. So let's look at the briefing documents. So the concept of audacity is frequently misunderstood. Neil, I think we had something like this kind of discussion. Recklessness, reckless faith. Neil, do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Exactly. So now we are revisiting it again. Now, it's still no difference between audacity and recklessness. That when we say that you are audacious, you have audacity, doesn't mean that you are reckless. But so we're going to define audacity properly now. So, but let's move on. So let's look at the executive summary. The concept of audacity is frequently misunderstood as reckless or arrogance, as recklessness or arrogance. However, when properly defined, audacity is a disciplined, quiet, and powerful courage rooted in refusal to accept the status quo. It's similar to what I said that a man or a woman gets a point when you say enough is enough. An example of somebody who refused the status quo was Jabez, was called a child of sorrow. At this point in time, he got the audacity to pray a big prayer. I said, God, all that I will not cause pain. And by the time God worked on him, he said that we're told that he was more honorable among his brethren. So this different outline that we're looking at today is the core tenets of audacity. Is going to emphasize or that true boldness is not absence of fear, but mastery of it. What is true boldness? I'm asking a
It's not
question. What is true boldness? Let me read it again. True boldness is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. So true boldness is
your man.
mastering fear. You are mastering fear. So there's a phrase that say, "Do it afraid."
Mm.
You are scared, but you know there's the right thing to do.
But it did anyways.
You do it anyways. So another word you can give audacity is holy boldness. By leveraging holy boldness, that is maintaining a stubborn sense of hope and applying this simple principle to your professional environment, individuals, to your professional environment, you as an individual, you can transcend what is perceived as limitation. So the key takeaway include the necessity of setting massive goals. So you see that it's still related to what you are doing, goal setting and vision board. The strategic advantage of value-based leadership and role of imagination. Imagination, that's where your vision board comes in, as a catalyst for changing reality. Imagination as a catalyst for changing reality. You know what catalyst is? It speed up a reaction. So let's look at definition of audacity. So audacity is a deliberate choice to step forward even when the path appears impossible. It is characterized by several distinctive qualities. One of them is quiet courage. It's not loud, it's not boastful, but it is grounded and it is persistent. The second thing we can look as a definition for it is that we're able to master fear. Audacity does not require an absence of fear. So don't say because you are scared, it means that you should not do it. In fact, sometimes you are supposed to dare do something big that even you yourself you are terrified. One can be terrified and still be bold. Can we say that together? I can be terrified and still be bold.
I can be terrified and still be bold.
I can be
It's
terrified and still go.
Thank you. It's an act of doing what is right. Can you see down the difference now? Doing what is right while acknowledging that you are vulnerable. And it's doing what is right even when your knees are shaking. So audacity will show that you need God. Pride is you don't need anybody, you don't need God. But audacity is like, this is so big that I cannot eat it alone. I need God to help me eat this thing. Humility versus pride. Boldness is distinct from pride. Pride relies on self-importance, solitary effort. So when those people who are staying under rain or making those in the inside them, what are they trying to prove? Are they trying to prove to other people that they are better than them, or they are solely trusting God? And they know that this is actually a goal or a vision to achieve. It's what you have seen that it has to be. For example, what you have written in your goal. If it's going to be simple and doesn't scare you, then your goal is not big enough. True holy boldness is built on humility and belief that success is possible through faith and external support rather than individual strength alone. So you are showing that you need God's help. Now let's look at some historical and biblical models of boldness. History and the scripture provide various blueprints for audacity. So, and it's demonstrating how calculated, see the word, calculated risk and creative problem solving. These are keywords in audacity. Calculated risk. So you're not just taking blind risk, but your risk is calculated. And then you are solving problems in a creative way. Let's look at Caleb. When Caleb was part of the 12 people, they said should go and look at the promised land. While 10 of them will say, that place is too big for us. There are giants there. There are there. Caleb said, look, these people are bred for us. So Caleb saw what was supposed to be a threat as an opportunity. Large challenges should be viewed as opportunities that feed personal and collective growth. People still can't forget what happened during COVID. But you know that some people became multi-billionaires because of what happened in COVID. Still talking about that wealth transfer. So sometimes the fact that there's a big challenge does not mean that we should now back out. Big challenge also presents big opportunities. How big the mountain you're able to surmount, will determine how big the opportunity you're going to see. Another example is Esther. Esther violated an established protocol. She risked her life to save her people. But why was she able to do it? Because she could feel a higher calling. Courage in action involves prioritizing the higher purpose over personal safety or those. So it's not about you. It's about what you are called to do. You know that this is what I am meant to do. It's what my life is all about. You go all out. And then you begin to see God making things are working in your path. When you have done what you can do, God will do the part that you cannot do. You will bring people your way. You will bring information your way. You will bring knowledge your way. You will bring coaches your way. Someone will just say something carelessly, but you will understand what God is trying to say to you. There's a very remarkable story in the Bible. We call them the roof breakers. Do you remember that story of these people, these friends, that their friend was paralyzed, and the whole place was blocked because everybody wants to see Jesus. Do you know what they did? They climbed the roof, broke the roof, and saw that man in front of Jesus. There's no audacity as high. That is an epitome of audacity. They tore the roof and dropped the paralyzed man there. And he got. So we need to have friends like that who will do whatever it takes to push us to America. Desperation and commitment can force a departure from politeness into favor of creative solution. But it's not that you have desperation for what will I eat, desperation for I need to buy clothes for a friend's O and B and all that. But when you know that this program, see, look at what has happened now. No matter what happened, Niola has kickstarted our program. And if care is not taken, she could have been pushing it. We will still get to June and she will still be pushing it and she will always have a reason why she will not do it. But today, All of us have joined hands together, we have put ourselves, and then she has started it. Number 3, let's look at the audacity of hope. Hope is categorized as passive wishing, but so it's categorized not as passive wishing, but as what? Stubborn and brave refusal to surrender. You refuse to surrender to dark or bleak circumstances. These concepts can be illustrated by the story of a woman that is sitting atop a ruined world. She's blindfolded, she's playing an harp with only the remaining string. Audacious hope involves stubbornness, a refusal to be defeated by your environmental factor. Okay? Don't say, we don't have good internet, we don't have this. What can we do? If you see what we did now, we didn't eventually even need Zoom. But if, let's say, we were having you thrown out, we'll have just moved to Zoom. That's the kind of stubbornness we're talking about. You're trying to say, what can go wrong? You get it, but eventually, but it's good we prepared. Maybe if you are not prepared, we would have needed it. But because you are prepared, whatever devil wants to prevent that thing, could not prevent it because they're like, these people, they are over prepared. And that's why you only see that some events we mess up, we have challenges. Some other events will not have challenges. Why? Because they have started and said, what could go wrong? Made provisions for whatever could go wrong. So it's not a matter of our environment. Okay, we're in Cameroon, we are in Nigeria, we're in this, so we have limitation. What can you do? How can you mitigate the effect of that limitation? There's still a way around it. They said where there's a will, there will always be a what? You don't know that adage? Where there's a will, there will be a way.
There's a way.
There's always a way. So it's about being stubborn and a refusal to refuse or reject defeat by your environment. Another thing again that audacity means that it needs vision. Choosing to believe the unseen promises, even with the immediate reality, even when the immediate reality is discouraging you. I think I've told us, go to the end of 2026, borrow encouragement. Look at it. How will you feel when you have achieved, if you're able to achieve all the things you have been spending years to, all the things you have been pushing away for years, and you're able to achieve them in 2026, how will you feel? Borrow that strength and then come and start pushing yourself to do it. The last thing is that it's action. Continue to play music or make progress even when the tools available are severely limited, represented by that app that the woman is playing, is what hope is. Making, my pastor wrote a book some years back, it's called Start With What You Have. Everybody has something they can use. There's a saying I had, that God will never pull far from you what you will use for your next breakthrough. Can I come again?
Yeah.
God will never put far from you what he's going to use for your next breakthrough. I like they used to say in a Nigerian parlance that what you are going to look for in Shokoto is in the Shokoto. It's in the pocket of the Shokoto. Shokoto is your trousers. Shokoto is the states. Shokoto is the far states. It's in the north. And you left Lagos and you're going to Shokoto, only to find out that what you are looking for in Shokoto is actually in the pocket of your Shokoto, your trousers.
In the pocket of what?
Your Shokoto, your trousers. Shokoto is trousers in Yoruba.
Mm.
In Yoruba language, it's about emphasis. So one word can mean different. It can mean different things depending on how, or depending on the stress you
The,
put on it.
the tone.
So the same spelling of Shokoto and Shokoto, the only difference is
The
just
tone.
that the stress or the stone. So like I said, Shokoto is in the north. So you that you're in Lagos, you have your Shokoto, you are wearing your lovely trousers, and you thought that what you're looking for is in Shokoto, you have to travel far, rent, board a plane. You now go to Shokoto, and you find out that what you are looking for in Shokoto, you went to look for in Shokoto is actually in your you have this in your Shokoto, in your trousers.
Mhm.
Do you now understand?
Yeah.
Many people are saying that they're looking for green pastures. All they need is just wet the grass that looks green, that looks dry. And then they will find out that their own pasture is even better than where they're going. So audacity of hope requires stubbornness. But mind you, it's not fully stubbornness, but stubbornness you know that this is something you must do, but the environment is trying um to stop you. Then you don't give up. You don't give up. We always find out that there's a way, there must be a way around it. Just like Dr. Flo, you have been saying that your bill is just going up. Like, is it what I'm using that is there's something? If you are just giving up, but you had the audacity, it was audacity that made you to go and say, yes, let us go into the root of this matter. And you were able to get the root of the matter. That's a good stubbornness that I will not give up. Because if it is easy, everybody will do it. But when you not do it, you find that the reward, you cannot compare it with the effort. It's a way more important than the effort you have played. But that effort at the beginning will scare someone who does not have a big heart. Even though it's a little effort, but it will look so big and like whoever is trying to do it who does not have a brave heart will drop it. That's why it looks like it's only few people that are at the top. It's not that those people, if they tried that, they not get it, but because they got discouraged in the process. And then many of us talk too much, we don't act. So SVA, stubbornness, vision, action. Now let's look at professional and business application of audacity. Then we'll call it a day. Audacity serves as a practical framework for leadership and business development. Organizations and leaders can apply these principles through two primary channels. Number one, setting massive goal. Audacious leader set goals that may initially seem crazy. The strategic value of these massive goals includes innovation, that is, you are forcing the organization to find a new way of operating. You see, it will force you to think there must be a new way. We want to cut out cost and increase profit without cutting down on quality. It will not make you to begin to make your people to become intuitive, to become innovative. Then growth. You are stretching your capacity beyond the current limits. What about inspiration? You're going to provide a vision that will motivate those within your organization, or that will even motivate yourself. Say the last time you came, you said, you are not happy because you had a goal that you want them to clean up, and you could not achieve. But today, they have come back with a better story now. And that story you have shared with us has served as inspiration for us. It may not be in the area of tidying up, it may be in other area, but you have inspired us because you had this stubborn audacity. But remember what I said, it's always about the right thing to do. Not just that I won't just want to do anything I want, but the right thing to do. I know that this thing, if I keep doing this thing over time, I will live a fulfilled life. You need to be stubborn about it. It's not just that I just want to be stubborn for being stubborn for stubborn's sake. But I know that this thing is what I am called to do. Then you need to, like you say, we die there. Inspiration provide audacity gives inspiration, providing a vision that motivates those in the organization. So value-based operation. So there are two things: setting massive goals. Then the second one, value-based operations. Boldness in business often manifests as refusal to separate core values from commercial operation. So we have made up our mind that we are not going to bribe. So not bribing is going to be part of that. We are not going to separate. No, when it comes to give to Caesar what is Caesar. What are our core values? We don't separate our values from our operation. Our values are shown in our operations. Okay. Then sustainability and all of that. Let's look at the role of visionary thinking. Dreaming is identified as fuel for inventors, leaders, and change makers. It's a tool for pushing past the fear of failure. Imagination as reality changer. Using an example of Walt Disney, who faced rejection and poverty. So, okay, talking about the document I uploaded, there's a time, many of you want to take your children to Disney. But what Disney did was what is called audacity of hope. In the space of when people think it was not possible to do it, he still did anyway because it was his vision, it was his dream. And that thing is as outlived him now. How about inspirational influence? When you as a leader, you dare to dream on a large scale, it's going to serve as an inspiration to other people around you. And then you're going to be creating a ripple effect of progress. So as we conclude, audacity is described as the engine of hope. It requires individuals to stop playing small and disregard the potential judgment of others. By trusting in faith and setting expansive goals, an individual will possess the necessary components that will initiate the change in the environment. So the first step is taking a brave, calculated action. So that is one out of the several things we're going to be looking at in aspect of audacity. What this is telling us that we should not play small. We should not what? We should not play small. You need to dream big. You need to have audacity. Sometimes God is just waiting for you to dream big and he will step in. So this is a slide that's uploaded, but I'm not going to run through this slide. I decided to just read that one verbatim so that we see and all of that. So I would like to take questions, comments. What do you think? Was this worth your time or was it a waste of your time? Dr. Flozy, Madam Neola, any comments? Can you people hear me at all? I hope I've not been talking to the here. Hello. Okay, any comments? So what do you think about this that we have discussed today? How is it going to help you to dream bigger and become a better you? I don't know where Dr. Flo has gone to.
Dr. Flo is here. Oh.
But she's not talking now.
Dr. Flo
Or
is
did I
here.
confuse you?
Hmm?
Or did I confuse you? Yeah, that's just really deep.
No.
Why are you not talking? Why are you not talking?
No.
I'm
I
encouraging us
have
not
a,
to. What is it?
I have a wound in my mouth.
A wound?
Hmm.
What happened?
I have sores. I don't know.
Yes. When did that one start?
Like 3 days, 4 days ago. But it's becoming worse.
You need to stop. It should not become worse. Sorry about it.
Hmm. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we can call it a day. There are no comments or questions. But I hope that this has motivated us and we should not play small. This is not the year to play small. It's
I
a year
know.
that must must be audacious. Must be
Mm.
audacious. You need to have
I
the
always see.
audacity.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? You always what?
I always see these young people, like these children in their 20s and 30s. They are so
Mm,
audacious. When you see their
mhm,
businesses,
mhm,
you're like, mm-hmm.
mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how you see what you see somebody importing things and selling like, that's something I would
Mhm,
not even think of.
mhm.
I'm doing
Okay.
very well.
Yes. Some people cannot even import. They will take pictures. So when people have sent
Mm-hmm.
them money, they now use the money to go and to now import those things
Mm-hmm.
because they never believe they
Yeah.
could fail. See, look at, do you know that in Nigeria, OPay, there's a bank called OPay by
Mm-hmm.
Chinese. OPay is not a regular, it started as a fintech app. It's disrupting. I can't remember last time I actually stepped into a bank.
Mm-hmm.
One of the major challenges with that is that sometimes you make some transfer, the transfer will bounce back, or you not get your this thing on time, the notification. OPay came with the concept that once you do the notification, once you do the transaction, you see the notification instantly.
Yeah.
Today, an average small business owner is using OPay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
Oh.
tech has done. It has made people to go desperate. So people, before you have to have a very big, massive office to say that you're in business. There are people, their business is their laptop and they are making millions.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, it's just their smartphone. And with their smartphone, they are making a whole lot of money than somebody who has gone to rent a three floors, three set
Mm-hmm.
of floors. So, but what you just need to do is you need to, the more stories like this that you listen to and watch, it shows you what is possible. And when you see what is possible, you can be motivated and inspired to want to be more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first step is to know that there's possibility.
Yes.
Yes, that even in spite of the economy, there are opportunities all around. It's just for us to see it right. See, young, like you said, guys in their 20s and 30s, they are doing amazing things. They are doing amazing.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that normally when they
Yeah.
start feeling like them, people tell them they are dreaming. That is not possible. But they did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They did it anyway. And if you look back to you too, when you were younger, so you were dreaming. You could dream. You had dreams. You had visions. So why don't it become? I was saying in your last program yesterday that sometimes you need to have a meeting with yourself. You need to have a meeting with your younger self.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a meeting with your younger self. What are the things that you were dreaming of when you were younger? That's because you have faced reality of life. Those things have visited away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't want to take us too long in this class. I hope you have learned quite some things. And I want us to have some fractions from next week. Hey, Dr. Flo, is your vision board ready?
Hmm. My vision board is not ready. Oh.
So what happened? Why are you sitting in the you see you're sitting in the passenger seat? So why don't you just go and do this in yourself?
I say that's what I finally do. That's
Go and
what
do
I
it in yourself.
finally do. If I call her today and it's not ready, I'll just go. I'll go and do it.
Yes, just go, just drive to
Mm.
the particular place and just print it out.
Mm.
Anyway, I talk about
Yeah.
that. That's been audacious.
Mm.
Yes. Okay. Let's have a wonderful weekend. We meet on Monday.
Thank you.
Yes. Spend this weekend to do reviews and then we'll come up with some things that we think we need to work on this coming week. Have an amazing rest of the day.
Same to
And
you.
be audacious. So tell everybody be audacious, or tell yourself be audacious.
Be audacious.
Yes. Okay, bye.